Good afternoon. As millions of Americans celebrate our nation's 250th birthday this past Saturday, I found myself reflecting on something that has been weighing on my heart for a very long time. Throughout the day, I watch families gather in parks and small towns. I watch veterans honored, children waving American flags. Communities came together despite their differences. And somewhere between the parades, the ceremonies, and the fireworks, I came to a realization. I choose to believe in America, not because it's fashionable, not because it's politically convenient, not because someone told me I should. I chose to believe in America because I finally took the time to study America's story for myself. And what I discovered changed the way I see the country forever. As a member of Gen Z, my generation has inherited an American facing a real challenge. We grew up during terrorism, economic uncertainty, political division, social media, a global pandemic, violence, inflation, and seamlessly ending headlines reminding us of everything that is wrong with our country. For many of us, the message was clear. America is often presented as a nation defined more as its failures than its achievements. That was certainly part of my own educational experience. From elementary school through earning my master's degree, I learned about many America's mistakes. Those chapters absolutely deserve to be studied honestly. Every nation be willing to confront its shortcoming. But over time, I began asking myself an important question. What is the entire story? So I began reading, not social media, not political talking points, not television commentary. I read the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the writing of our founders, the Federalist Paper, and the speeches of President Abraham Lincoln, military history, biographies, original documents, and I studied for myself, and I discovered another America. One that I never fully appreciated before. I discovered ordinary people who risked everything because they believed liberty belonged to every human being. Farmers, merchants, ministers, craftsmen, soldiers, men who pledged in the word of the Declaration of Independence their lives, their fortune, and their sacred honor, not for wealth, not for political power, but because they believed liberty came from God, not from government. Imagine that moment. The most powerful empire in the world stood against them. Every logistical prediction suggested they would fail, yet they stood away. Not for themselves alone, but for the generations they would never meet. The realization changed me. On July 4th, 1776, America declared that all people are created equal and are empowered their creators with the certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words transformed history. Governments has long claimed authority over their people. America declared something radically different. Governments exist to protect the rights, not to create them. The idea remains one of the most revolutionary principles ever written. Our founders were not perfect men. History makes that abundantly clear, but they gave humanity something extraordinary, a constitutional republic founded upon liberty, self-government, and the rule of law. For 250 years, those principles have endured throughout extraordinary tests. The Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Civil War, economic depression, two world wars, the Cold War, terrorism, and the countless moments when Americans wondered whether our best days have passed. Yet every generation found the courage to move forward. President Abraham Lincoln understood that Americans' promise was not perfection, it was continual improvement. During the Civil War, he repeatedly returned to the principle expressed in the Declaration of Independence. The abolition of slavery throughout the 13th Amendment reflected America's continual effort to bring the laws closer to the founding ideals. The lessons remain just as important today. America's greatness has never rested upon the claim that we were perfect. Our greatness rests upon our willing to strive to become better while remaining faithful to liberty, equal justice under law, and the dignity of every individual. None of that progress came without sacrifice. More than 1.2 million Americans have died in military service defending the Republic. Behind every one of those names was families forever changed, parents, children, husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, friends. Their sacrifice made our freedom possible. The freedom to speak openly, to worship freely, to vote, to pursue an education, to build a business, to raise a family, to criticize our government without fear. Those freedoms were purchased at an extraordinary price. As someone who holds conservative values, I believe America remains strongest when we remain faithful to the principles that help build this nation: faith, personal responsibility, strong families, respect for the Constitution, equal justice under law, free enterprise, limited government, and the belief of our rights come from the creators, not from the politicians. Reasonable Americans can disagree about public policy. That is one of the blessings of living in a free society. But those fundamental principles deserve to be preserved. To many fellow members of Gen Z, I want to leave you with one challenge. Don't let anybody do the thinking for you. Not politicians, not television personalities, not social media influencers, not commentators, not even journalists. Read the Declaration of Independence, read the Constitution, read President Lincoln, study both America's triumphs and America's failures, examine the evidence, reach your own conclusions. That freedom to think independently is one of the greatest gifts America has ever given us. As I reflect on America's 250th birthday this past Saturday, I realized something that surprised even me. For years, I had been exposed to the narrative that America was fundamentally broken, but after studying our history for myself, I came to a very different conclusion. There is no other nation I would rather live, no other country where I would rather build a future, no other flag I would rather stand beneath. America is not perfect, no nation has ever been, but America has remained one of the history's greatest experiments in human liberty. It remains a place where opportunity still exists, where freedom is protected by law, and where every generation has the opportunity to make our nation stronger than what we inherited. That is why, on America's 250th birthday, I chose to believe in America. That is why, on America's 250th birthday, I chose to believe in America. To every veteran, every active duty service member, every Gold Star family, every first responder, and every American who has defended the Republic over the past 250 years, thank you. Your sacrifice has given my generation freedom that billions around the world still hope to experience one day. I will never take those freedoms for granted. The celebrations may be over now, the fireworks may have faded, but the responsibility of preserving the Republic continues. Now it belongs to my generation, and I believe we are ready to carry forward the vision of the Founding Fathers entrusted to every generation that followed. May God continue to bless the United States of America, and may God bless each one of you. Have a good night.